Ay, ay, ay. All right. Okay. Yep. Gonna do this again. This type of reading is called a Vox spread. Again, I went ahead and pre-shuffled and laid these cards out for the person that I chose to read for. We're just going to have to deal with the glare. It has to do with overhead light. I can't really help that where I'm at. I'll hold up cards to show you anyway. So with the box spread, it's also called a storyboard spread. It basically deals more specifically with one scenario versus a variety of topics like my topical reading. And it discusses that one story. So how this works is the top row deals with your conscious thoughts on a matter. The middle row deals with the actual situation and how it seems to be playing out, like the physicality of the matter. The bottom row deals with the subconscious or unconscious shadow thoughts in play on the matter. The two center cards, because you see how I already paired this up with dual, I use an herbal astrology deck and a standard Rider-Waite tarot deck. Because I think that this one, also based on the same astrology, tends to give insight sometimes to the other cards. And it looks like it did in this reading. So these two center cards are the theme of the entire reading. This first column represents a past building into the situation it's discussing. This is like present moment. This is near future energy. It's not telling you what your future will be. It's just telling you energy in the future that you may have to work through or that could present itself as an opportunity for you to decide what to do with it. We all have free will. I'm not a fortune teller. So I always like to say that with this type of spread because they call it past, present, future. And we all get to determine our future to a certain extent because we either fight it or we go with it, and that changes the outcome. So, yeah. So the theme of this reading is Seven of Pentacles and healing. It says psychic healing. That would be emotional healing, spiritual healing, physical healing, all of the above, mental healing, healing, okay? And Seven of Pentacles fits well with that because you're finding what does and does not suit you in the garden. And I call this one the weed puller, pulling the weeds. Since it is the theme, even though I know what it generally means, I will go ahead and say what the book says it means to give a deeper insight. So the seven is typically a humble laborer who is willing to show up every day and sweat in the sun for the next season's bounty. The traditional concept is cultivation with an attitude that slow and steady wins the race. Being patient with this healing going on, right? With faith in nature's assistance. The protagonist in this card doesn't make excuses. It's not whimsical or moody, but it is dedicated to see the job through. Of course, it's not good to count your chickens before they hatch, and there's no question for the person who is vigilant over a project is more likely to get the desired result. So it's a card of vigilance, but also they're still in the progression of work. It's not, Eight of Pentacles would be the mastery of something. This is slow and steady progression. But like I said, it's like, I call it the weed puller, separating also because he's standing back. He's taking a moment to review what's going on with this harvest. It's a perfect time to make calculations to get the best bounty and the results. He's not rushed with it at all. That's just, how I call that. Now, these two cards down here that are not over top of them, usually people lay them over top, but I wanted to be able to show these cards, at least somewhat. I don't think you can even see them. Seven of Pentacles and the healing card. This herbal deck is really pretty. but the light in here doesn't do them justice. Okay. These two cards are what they call oppositional cards. They're sideways. They're in opposition to the theme. It gives insight as to what they're working through or what they're healing, what they're being diligent about with this healing. Memories, unpleasant memories. Six of Cups is about memories, past, present, future. Unpleasant memories they're working through, and it's paired with passion flower, surrender. So they need to let go of unpleasant memories to receive this healing, and that is what they're working through. Yeah, that's pretty straightforward right there. So in the past, their thoughts on the matter, Page of Cups, paired with purity. They were a little naive in their emotional state. Page of Cups is a kind-hearted person that loves and doesn't always pay attention to where someone might be pulling the wool over their eyes. That's an aspect of the Page of Cups. Loving with the heart on their sleeve. It's easy to get swayed by others in this energy. A kind word can go a long way, but sometimes it can also deceive or fool a person. But they were filled with purity. So a pure-hearted person who was easily swayed. And apparently it didn't always serve them the best in the past if they have some things to heal through. Also, and that's where their thoughts were. They're realizing they were a little naive. In the current column, that was the past. These are their thoughts on the matter. The Empress. The Empress embodies all four queens. So it's very balanced. It's all four queen energies. Queen of Wands, Queen of Swords, Queen of Cups, and Queen of Pentacles. They're balancing out their own energy between all of it instead of allowing themselves to be more naive. A Queen of Swords is not naive at all. They recognize what they need to do. They hold people to truth and integrity. A Queen of Wands takes action. They don't let other people talk them out of something. They do what needs done to see a job through. Queen of Pentacles, they're a provider. They're very capable, entrepreneurial, they're stable, they're providers. I'm trying to remember which one I didn't cover. Queen of Cups, very nurturing, loving, kind. Didn't lose any of that. And it's a revival. So a revival of the Empress, balancing their energy out between all four queens to be the strongest that they can be in who they are as a being. It's a revival of the Empress. That's beautiful. And in the energy that they're working into is the Star and the breakthrough. There's a breakthrough about to happen in their lives or right around the corner for doing this healing work. And it's going to allow them. The Star is about you being able to be you out in the open. There's no aspect hidden. There's no aspect manipulated. It's a self-respect card. It's self-discovery card, a self-recognition card, individuation card when it comes to me talking about shadow work and inner child healing. Recognizing both your strengths and weaknesses and not allowing others to use your weaknesses against you, being able to step forward with both confidently. Like I said, for you to be you out in the public instead of having to mask certain parts of yourself to make others comfortable and feel uncomfortable within yourself. It's a great card. She's transmuting there too. She's shifting water from land and pond. Yeah, there was a naked person on that card. Don't take offense. So in the past, in actuality, what was occurring to make this happen, dealing with the naivety, they went into hermit mode. This is, Empress is Libran energy. Not that these energies matter, but when I tell the person that I did this reading for them, they can determine if that establishes anything anymore. Hermit is usually Virgo energy. This is a card of introspection, self-reflection, looking inward to gain insight on a situation or self or anything. It's a card to gain insight and do introspection. And that was done as a peaceful warrior to deal with these situations that they needed to heal, about uncomfortable past memories that they needed to surrender. They did that with the intention of peaceful warrior. Yeah, sometimes I read what these cards mean if we need more behind it, but they're pretty straightforward in this reading, and for time, I think it's just easier to go with what the topic is. Warrior for self too. I mean, if you're doing shadow work, it's a battle. Yes, so I'll just leave it there. So we already talked about the topic. They are working slow and steady. You know, the story of the turtle and the hare. Slow and steady wins the race. They're doing the healing needed. They're surrendering these memories that don't serve them well. That's what they're working on in the current state. And as we move into the future, it's all bright and sunny for them with the Sun card and the Guardian. And we will look at what Palo Santo Guardian means to strengthen that Sun card. We'll also look at the Sun card just to look at it. But the Sun is one of those cards that cannot be negative even if it came out in reverse. And this one is also about self. It's about your personality and character, and being able to be refreshed, even outside the garden walls, feeling protected and secure with who you are. It advises you to have confidence in your natural divinity. Throw off any cultural conditioning that keeps you from being authentic with yourself. Step into the full light of truth and reveal your motives and principles. Once done, you will no longer give away power to people that criticize and shame you. Focus on the positive and the real. Your authentic shining self can be a light for others if you project it without contrivance. So, yeah. I'm going to go ahead and look at the star real quick too, since we're right here. Should be right here. Yes, the star is what I said. It's about transcending your personality, family, community, and reputation. It has to ultimately do with the freedom to be oneself. Yeah, exactly what I said. I don't know why I second guessed myself or questioned it, because I already knew. So, Guardian. How does Palo Santo strengthen those concepts? Well, it has to do with gifts, God-given gifts, activating dormant gifts, connecting to your ancestral past, your gifts that have been handed to you throughout life, guardian of the sacred, and dealing with the trickster function. Yeah, so let me look at guidance. Palo Santo is a protective wand that grants us the power of unlocking innate gifts that have laid dormant, inactive, or blocked. Like the fox on the card, there's a little fox. I'm assuming, or they wouldn't even mention it. There's wand. Okay, there's a fox with a star in its head, like its third eye opened. Okay. It says, like the fox is here to assist you as a spirit guide who helps you navigate the world. And then it talks about the fox nestled amongst the forest of Palo Santo for shelter, living in symbiosis with these precious trees. Foxes are symbolic of the afterlife, invisibility, and the sacred trickster. Palo Santo neutralizes the venom of dark tricksters and alchemizes its poison into gold. Trickster function is one of the hardest to get a grasp on. It's saying that this person is on their way to do that. It will double bind you as well as others. That's what shadow work's about. So it says, this card is here to remind you, it alchemizes poison into gold. This card is here to remind you to activate your dormant gifts. You are a guardian of the sacred that has walked many paths. Know that you can neutralize the greatest of poisons and even outwit the smartest of tricksters. So in other words, this somewhat pure, naive page that got hurt in the past and had to look inward as to what happened, and heal memories that didn't suit them, has a bright future. Just be themselves and let it shine, because they have innate gifts that the world needs, and those are breaking through. So that's beautiful. Okay, we're going to look at the past here. This has to do with a relationship, and this is dual. Okay, so we got the Lover's card in the tarot, and in the herbal astrology of it, we got another rose, love, two hands entwined, bleeding together, okay, pricked by the rose bush, love, lovers. It's like a dual lovers card right there, okay? I mean, couldn't be more clear than that. So, yeah, in the past, they were a little naive in love and relationships, and it made them bleed a little bit, and it hurt them a little bit, and they had to introspect on that and move inward and do some healing within themselves so that they could be themselves instead of allowing, apparently, someone else to tell them who to be. And they need to, because they're the Empress, and it will create revival when they decide to do this. In the current column, it looks like this is working out anyway, because they are presented with, this is their subconscious too, so they're recognizing, they may or may not recognize this aspect, whereas this aspect is more in their mental, okay? This aspect could be a little shadowed to them, but it's there. It's a good energy. They're getting teamwork makes the dream work. This is a card of communal teamwork. It's got two people coming forward to have their... Actually, I think it's an artist discussing with two people about his plans with building the temple chapel, and he's being supported by these people. So it's community support, it's supportive, it's relationship support, it's teamwork. And paired with it is Yarrow with the topic of harmony. So again, teamwork and support. There's harmony there. That's wonderful for current energy and to heal this. And moving into the near future, or what they're moving into, is they're going to move forward in action. They're going to be able to take action in this healing. They're going to be able to get out of these thoughts, move forward, and be themselves more freely with new insight and personal growth. And they're going to be able to celebrate with their friends and family and people they care about, people, whatever their community is. And again, these two kind of go together. Three of Cups, Three of Pentacles, they have community support, and they will be accepted. Be yourself, okay? Because this is obviously saying that it's a benefit to, and you will be appreciated as who you are. Okay, so now I can read these cards at diagonals and get more out of them. And I can also read around the block. That's what we call that. So if I read around the block, we have a naive lover that wore their heart on their sleeve, was a little bit swayed with the wind, and what other people told them affected them more than it probably should. Although it was in pure intention and pure basis, they might have overly trusted. But they're going through a breakthrough, and they're learning how to be themselves more and accept themselves and love themselves, self-respect, self-esteem. Okay. They're going through that breakthrough. They're taking action to be able to celebrate with their community and feel acceptance and joy for who they are. And the outcome is love. 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 Okay. So if we go this way, we have the same thing. The naivety that needed healed, that put them in this healing situation where they have to deal with some memories, work through it, slow and steady, psychic healing, personal healing, healing their inner child. Okay, that's what we can call that, actually. And they're taking the action to do so that they can celebrate with the people that care about them and that they care about. Their family, friends, community, whoever that is to them. Okay, that's beautiful too. If we go this way, we have a person learning how to accept themselves for who they are, rebuild their self-esteem, heal that. They're having breakthrough with that. They're recognizing issues and memories that don't no longer suit them, that they need to surrender to receive shadow healing. They recognize that it's a slow and steady progression, but ultimately it's going to lead them towards love. What a positive reading. If this is your reading, I'll let you know. Okay, so this is called the box spread. If I had questions with anything, this is how that would work. I would say, okay, can we define... now each one of these cards literally backed up the card next to it, so I don't really need to. But let's define this peaceful warrior. What is this hermit? What's the peaceful warrior? I actually see it as an aspect of self. I mean, shadow work is, warrior's work. It really is. And then you'd get cards like this, and it would explain a story. So it gave me the King of Pentacles. They want to be provider. They want more financial stability so that they can help others, okay? There's a Devil card. They had to deal with past habits, patterns, addictions, cycles in their life. Maybe this naivety where they just trusted people a little too much. I mean, sometimes that needs to be balanced. It's important to trust, but, trust is earned, respect is given. People get that backwards. They think respect needs to be given, and they trust people right off the bat. Actually, trust is earned, respect is given. Everybody has human dignity. Four of Staves, they wanted to break these patterns to become a better provider because legacy, they want a solid foundation for their future. Knight of Swords, they might have done this with a little bit of frustration, brash energy behind it. They're working through bad memories. They might have struggled to see where these memories actually stemmed from for a while. Page of Pentacles, they went inward and they learned everything they could about the situation, probably to deal with that behavior. Six of Wands, they want the well done. They want to achieve the positive outcome, the praise, the recognition, to be accepted in their community in the end. They're after their sun. The sun's over here. Okay. Ten of Staves. That means that they completed that introspection and they're ready to move forward. It's done. It's just the aftermath that they're working through to realize they're already here. They just don't realize it yet because they're still reminiscing. Okay, that's that cross energy. And they had to have strength through that whole process. So that shows you an idea how I would clarify cards. Anyway, yeah, if this reading's for you, I'll let you know. This is called the box spread or the storyboard spread.